Good morning, everybody. Brenda Hillard here at createwithbrenda.com. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in north central Minnesota. And as you can see behind me, I have been busy creating. It's the holiday season, and all of my customers, all of my downline will be receiving a handmade Christmas card from me. So therefore, lots of cards, lots of designs, and I'll share them all with you. So let's go down to my, two things. Remember that I am hosting a spring stamping retreat with my downline, Sandy Mites. We will be back at the winery this year in Brainerd, Dennis Drummond Wine Company. Registration is now open, so just go to my blog or my website at createwithbrenda.com and get yourself registered. Early bird special, or early bird pricing is going on now. The other thing I want to share with you is there's a sale coming next week. Get all the details again on my website at createwithbrenda.com. The sale dates are the 18th and 19th of November, and I'll be posting up this afternoon a list of all the products that are on sale. So get ready to make your list. All right, let's go down to my workstation. And the stamp set that I'm featuring today is the Penguin Place, and then more importantly, the Penguin Builder Punch that coordinates with the stamp set. So these are from the annual catalog. They carried over. You know what? Before I go any further, I just want to make sure that I am correct on that, but I do believe I am. Yes, it is for sure the annual catalog, and they carried over. So, perfect. You can check it out there. And then, don't be fooled and think, oh, I'm not into penguins. I don't care about that builder punch. Wait until you see what we can do with it here. The other thing that carried over from last year are these gold holly leaves. They're beautiful. We'll be using those on our project. And then embellishments. I've got the matte black dots. Those are from the annual catalog. And I have the gingham, the black and white gingham ribbon from the annual catalog as well. And what else? Here they are. They slid underneath. The little red rhinestone basic jewels. And these are, good morning, Nancy. These are from the annual catalog as well. So those are our embellishments. And the inks that I'm going to be using StazOn Jet Black, and I'm going to be using the Polished Pink, which is the 20, let me think about this, 2020 to 2022 in colors. So this one will be going away in May. Good morning, Kay's Cards. Kay's Cards, you won the shimmer ribbon from last week. But I do not have a mailing address for you, so I'm holding it. Please email me a mailing address, and I will send that out to you, Karen. Yes, yay, coffee for us, right? My coffee is a little cold. It's been sitting. All right, so let's get on to our card making. I have lots of stamp sets that I'm using. So I have, of course, the Stylish Shapes. And the only thing I'm using from the Stylish Shapes this week is this big fishtail banner. And I've got that already cut out. I used the Polished Pink cardstock to die cut the banner. we're going to be using this sentiment from the Very Best Occasions. This is a great, if you're like me, you're always looking for new sentiments for your cards. This Very Best Occasions can be found in the July through December mini. And I'm going to use the May Your Days Be Happy, Your Heart Be Light, Your Christmas Merry, and the New Year Bright. And then I'm also going to be using the Merry Christmas from the Christmas Scotty. I love how compact that little Merry Christmas is. And you'll see it here in action in just a minute. And then the other thing I'm using, so there's this beautiful stamp set out there called, the stamp set is Perched in a Tree and the Aspen Tree Dies. I'm going to be using this tree die, and just wait till you see how beautiful it is. Okay, and that's all from that set. All right, paper pieces. So, oh, I forgot a couple of things. So I have a scrap piece of this is the Real Red and White Glimmer paper. Remember how I told you it looks just like glitter, but nothing comes off from it. There's no mess with this Glimmer paper. And this is in the July through December mini, red and white. You get 4 6x6 pieces of each, and I'm going to be using the white. And I have a scrap of basic black and a scrap of Calypso coral. All right, so for our card itself, I have a standard card base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have 2 pieces of basic white that measure 3 3/4 by 5. And then I have a piece of Designer Series paper. This comes from the Celebrate Everything. Uh-oh. Let's see what it says on my... Let's see if it's not coming up live. What's, Oh. Well, it looks okay on my end, Donna, but, you know. Good morning, Beth. Good morning, Donna. All right. And so this is a piece that measures, let me think about this a minute. It's just a little bit smaller than the 3 3/4. It measures 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. All right, so let me explain why we have this measurement here in just a moment, okay? So that's all we have. Let's do our die cutting first. This die is so fun, and I don't think everybody notices it in the catalog. So I'm going to take one of my 3 3/4 by 5s, and I'm just going to center my die on this piece. Okay, I'm going to run it through. Might jiggle my camera a little bit, sorry about that. Okay, so I've run it through. So you guys, if this live thing keeps interrupting, remember that I post it to my YouTube channel shortly after we're done here, okay? So you look at this and it's like, well, what is that and what does it look like? Wait till you see it. So now all we have to do is, I'm using my Take Your Pick tool. I find this works really well. But I want all of this to come out of my die. And a lot of times just by sitting down, it just pops it right out, as you can see. And if I would have run it through twice, a lot of them probably would have came out just as they are. Yeah, I wonder what I wonder what's going on with my broadcast here. All right. There's a couple more of those that I want out. And one more. There it is. Oh. All right. So we end up with these beautiful birch trees. What do you think? I don't know. Is the broadcast bad for everybody, or is it just some people? I can't tell. But anyway, there's how that is going to look. The weird part too is I restarted everything, and so it should be working, but you know, I can't always help. My internet is good, I know that. Now that I've got somebody new on too. I just saw the numbers of people watching pop up. Okay, so now is what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my liquid glue and I'm going to add just some glue intermittently. It doesn't have to be, you know, like all of it, but just make sure you get some good glue in the corners, and then a little bit on the trunks of the tree just to hold it in place. And is what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my, isn't this a cute pattern too? I love that pattern. I'm just going to put this on my piece, and then because I used liquid glue, it gives me just a minute to shimmy things around should I need to. And I love how those little snowflakes look in the back. Isn't it fun? Yes, yes, yes. Let's fold our card base. I'm doing this a little bit in reverse because I'm going to save my, what I'm calling my little snowman punch art for the end. So now is what I want to do is just take some adhesive and put that on the back of our card. And I'm going to center that right in here, like that. Pretty, right? And non-traditional Christmas colors. Although, when I see Christmas stuff in the catalogs and magazines and online, there's lots of non-traditional Christmas colors out there now. Alright, I've got my Stays On ink. I'm taking the Merry Christmas, this one, from the Christmas Scotty, inking it up, and I'm going to stamp it over here on the right side of my banner. Now remember, when you use Stays On, I like to let it sit for just a minute so that it all transfers. And this ink is sticky, so did you hear it kind of peel up from the paper? So just lift up slowly so you don't rip your paper or mess up your stamped image. So there we have our banner. I'm just going to quickly bring in my little trimmer, and I want to just, I'm going to cut off a little bit of this. I don't need this one fishtail end, I just want it smaller. I'm going to add some Stamp and Seal to the back of my banner, and I'm going to put that right here by my trees. All right, we're getting there, we're getting there. Here's the inside piece for our card. Remember, 3 3/4 by 5. You needed 2 of those. I'm going to bring in again my Stays On ink. I'm going to ink up my inside sentiment, and again, this came from the Very Best Occasions stamp set. I'm going to stamp that right here on my card. Isn't that pretty? I love the font. I love the saying. Let's zoom in just a touch there. Okay. And now with our polished pink, I'm going to take these little snowflakes, and they come from the Penguin Place stamp set, these right here. 28 stamps in that set, you guys. Lots. Okay, so let's take the snowflakes. I'm just going to sprinkle those in and around on my card, on the insert, and also on the flap of my envelope, because you know, no naked envelopes here at Create with Brenda. Alright, so that's it for our stamping. Now, I want to show you something, and I did this on purpose. So, you see how we have a photopolymer stamp that we used for with the Stays On ink, and you see how we have a cling? Here's what I want to make sure. When you clean your photopolymer stamp, it is on the chamois or with the stamp cleaner. Let me show you what I'm talking about. The spray cleaner. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Here. The Stampin' Mist. So that's okay to use on our photopolymer stamps to clean them. When you use Stays On with photopolymer, you will always, always, always have a stain. It does not affect the integrity of your stamp, but it will stain. Now, when I used polished pink with my photopolymer, I get a little bit of a pink or red residue, but not bad. The thing I want to tell you is, with the red rubber, we have what's called Stays On Cleaner. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to rub it onto my red rubber stamp, and then I can wipe it on the chamois, and it comes perfectly clean. Here is the do not do this. Do not use Stays On Cleaner with your photopolymer stamp. The chemical in here will disintegrate the photopolymer over time. So this is a big no, 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 okay? This with red rubber works beautifully. Okay, don't you love my nasty looking chamois? Alright, so that's it for stamping, and that was our lesson in Stampin' Mist and Stays On Cleaner. How do you like that? Beth, I love this die set too. So here's what we did. Here's the die she's talking about. I did the pink snowflake paper back behind it. We got our Stylish Shapes banner. We stamped our insert, so we can take a little bit of Stampin' Seal. And you guys have seen me do this probably. You've watched me before, you know. On my insert, I just put Stampin' Seal at the top, center it in my card, and just leave this loose. Like that. Okay. Let's get on to this penguin. That's the whole star of the show here. I am going to bring in my white Glimmer paper. I'm going to punch out the body of the penguin, just like that. I'm going to keep this here. I'm going to take my scrap piece of basic black, and I'm just going to punch out the bottom part of the penguin. Okay, I'm glad you like it as well. I know, that's weird, Beth. Sorry. I don't know. I can't really do a whole lot about it at this point without losing my feed. Anyway, I'm going to punch this out, and it looks like that, and isn't it just the perfect little hat for our snowman? All right, remember I told you wanted just a scrap of the Calypso coral, and all we're doing is cutting a little carrot nose for our penguin. I'm going to bring this in so we can see it hopefully a little bit better. Okay, so just the Glimmer paper is really hard to stamp on. So as what I chose for my card was to use these little matte black dots, and they work perfectly for the eyes. So I'm going to put one here, and I'm going to put one here, and I'm going to put just a teeny tiny dot of glue for the nose, and some glue up there for our hat. Now your take your pick tool works beautifully for this, and you can just kind of set his nose right in there. Okay, we'll put his hat on him. Just like that. And let's bring in those carryover gold leaves. I want there's two sizes in here. There's this bigger one, and then there's the smaller ones, and I think I want the smaller ones for his hat. So I'm just going to put a little dot of glue here, and I'm going to lay these gold holly leaves down on our snowman. Doesn't everybody have to have a little decoration on their hat, right? I'm just going to hold this for a second with the point, and while I'm doing that, I'll bring in my these have kind of a glitter thread in them, and they like to pop up. So I'll let that glue set up for just a second, and then I'll press down on them again. I don't see that sticking very well. So maybe I'll wipe off the glue. My other one stuck just fine. I don't know what's up with that one, but I'm going to take my glue dots here, and I'll just grab one of those. And hopefully that'll just stick it down very nice for us. Yes, it did. And now we'll put our little holly berries on. If you don't have a take your pick tool, you're going to want a take your pick tool. It just makes it so easy, so nice to pick up all of those embellishments. Alright, then let's go back to our matte black, and I'm going to use the larger for his buttons, little pieces of coal. I'm going to slide them down just a touch. Okay, and then our ribbon. Black and white gingham. Remember, if you want this different colors, all you have to do is color it with your alcohol markers, and it can be yellow and black, red and black. It can be any color you want. I could have colored it red, but I have the pink background, so I think I'll just leave well enough alone. But it would make a cute buffalo plaid scarf, wouldn't it? So I'm just going to snip the tails on my scarf. There we go. And isn't he just the cutest snowman? He doesn't look like a penguin at all. And let's get our stamping dimensionals. You guys know to snip the edges on here, right? Waste not, want not. And then I'm just going to add him right here to the front of my card. Oh, I can see I've got people jumping on and jumping off. It's like, oh, sorry. I don't know what goes on, but I can totally check into it here afterwards. Remember that I do upload to my YouTube channel, and it's uninterrupted there, so check that out. So there is today's Coffee and Create with Brenda card. Now I want to show you something. I got all carried away because in the beginning I couldn't figure out if I wanted white trees or if I wanted brown trees. So here's what I started working on. I have a basic white card base, same size, and so there's our card base. I have a piece of Pool Party, and this actually measures 4 by 5 1/4. Again, I cut this out. Whoops. I had it just laid out. I didn't glue anything down so that I could create with you. So I cut out the aspen trees with crumb cake, and is what I want to do is I'm only going to put glue on the 4 corners right now, because I'll show you what I want to do. I'm going to lay this down or center this on my Pool Party piece. Just like that. Just the 4 corners have the glue for right now. And then is what I did is I took my, check this out, I took my gnome paper and I took both sheets and I kept them together so that I could die cut all of my gnome homes and my gnomes 2 at a time. which was a real time saver. And look at all of the gnome homes I have. So is what I thought would be kind of fun is to kind of slide this. Let's see, maybe we'll go this way. I could slide this little gnome home. Let's see, I want it on top of this one but under this one. There. So I can have my gnome home in there like that. So it's like living in the trees, right? And then, what happened to my adorable little gnome I had here? Oh, maybe he got slid off somewhere. Let's grab another one. Well, anyway, so then I had my little gnome that I can put on there. So let's bring it up on the card base. How cute is that? And then, you know, this little gnome set has sentiments as well. And the one that I really like is this Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I also like Warm Wishes. And then let me grab the other, because there's one in there that I was thinking would be particularly nice for a special person. And that special person is going to be whoever comments, shares, and likes my video over on YouTube or here on Facebook today. Probably sharing today isn't the best idea, being the video is not great, but I'm going to ink this up again using StazOn, and I'm just going to put it right here. And let's see which one of these will work. I think this one will be the best. So I'm going to put this over onto my Stamp and Cut and Emboss. I'll be right back. And I thought this could go right up at the top. And part of the embellishments, or part of that gnome suite, are these adorable fine sparkle adhesive back gems. So I thought these would be a perfect addition to add just some color. So even if we wanted to do, say, the doorknob on the door, and we could do a sparkle or two up here on our banner, and then maybe one more just off the ball, or like a little ball off the gnome hat. But I thought, how fun was that to add with the... You know what I see happening, you guys? This is really weird. It came up live with with the wrong description. Oh boy. Okay, well, anyway, here are today's cards using kind of a collection of products. But is what I really wanted to show you is if you have that or have been thinking about this little penguin builder punch, it makes lots of cute little things. I have done Draculas with them. I've done Frankensteins with it, the snowman, and of course the penguin. They're adorable. But give it a try. I'd love to see what you create. And I'm going to sign off. So until next Saturday, bye for now. Be sure to check my newsletter because there's that sale coming up November 18th and 19th. And when you place a $25 order with me this month, you get in on my 12 Days of Christmas gift away. So, see you later.